Ninjani namhlanje. How are you doing today? I trust and believe you're okay. I hope you're doing great. So, in today's video, I'm wearing this because I like it. I think I should just raise the camera up, just raise it up a bit. Much better. I hope everything is well. I'm wearing this jersey. You guys, I love this jersey a lot. I love it. It's so cozy. I recently got it and it was only 50 rands where I got it. 50 rands, which is so cheap. And the thing is, no, not 50, 100 rands, not 50, 100 rands. It's so cheap. It's still cheap at 100. What I like about it, 100 rands. So affordable. And what I like about it is that you can never tell. Am I cold? Am I not? My arms are out. My chest is out. Plus, it's actually a crop top. So, is the person wearing it cold? Are they hot? And it's very colorful as well. I just love about it. I love that about it. The mixture of the two colors. Gotta love it. Speaking of things I love, I want to share with you, yes, you, some of my favorite shows or movies that I have been watching recently, so that you can check them out if you also interested. But before I get started, I would like to disclose something or drop some knowledge. Some of you guys saw this video of mine where I was walking at the mall and showing you what a typical South African mall looks like, and I was passing by the cinema and I showed you some of the movies, or at least all of the movies which were screening or playing at that time, and you guys, or at least one of you guys' comments was like, wait a minute, all the movies there I'm seeing are Western movies. Where are the African movies at? Why aren't there any African movies on the big screen? And also, since I'm seeing all this like Western blockbuster movies playing scenes where they are playing in Xhosa. They've been like translated to Xhosa or South African native languages. That was the actual comment. To answer that, unfortunately, the South African entertainment and movie industry is so small, super tiny, super small, but on the bright side, it's expanding and it's growing, and there's been huge growth over the past few years. But only about one movie gets released every, let's say, 5 years, and that you can watch at the cinema, if I can put it that way. Most of the movies are small screen movies that we watch, and now they're even having like South African shows on Netflix as well, which is actually a cool thing, but there are not many, and it's still growing. The most famous one that I know of that's playing is Blood and Water, and it's a series. About South African high schoolers, and there is a widow in the street that is based on the story that I once covered on my African true crime series, and this is the story or the case that it is based on. If you haven't seen this video, the allegations that's based on this video, and it follows the same like concept, what happened and all that. So most of our shows, or most of the TV shows and even TV stations, are the Western. For example, we watch TLC, we watch, I'm just thinking of, I don't really watch TV, so I'm just thinking, watch TLC, we watch, what's that station? We watch like American TV stations, basically like BET. I just call it BET Africa, and then they play American TV shows, which is a few South African based shows, just like 1 or 2 or 3 max or something like that. There aren't many. Everything we watch is Western, so this video is based on those Western shows that I watch, since there isn't anything much to watch around South Africa, because I watch online and not on TV. I don't have a TV. So what do I watch? Or if you are Western and you would want to watch a South African show, what would you want to watch? What do you want me to suggest that you watch? I haven't seen the show personally, but everybody seems to be praising it. They're saying that the production, the casting, the delivery of the story, everything is just amazing. But it only plays on Showmax and on TV, so I don't have TV, nor do I have Showmax, so I can't watch it. But the name of that show is called Shaka Ilembe. You're wondering, what is Shaka Ilembe? It's based on a true life story of a Zulu king called King Shaka Zulu. It just depicts his life, and as well as the life of Shaka Shaka's mother was a famous queen, Queen Nandi. Queen Nandi. So if you want to learn about the story of Shaka Zulu, starting from his upbringing to so on, I don't know where they stopped the story because I haven't watched it. So you can definitely check out my stomach is growling, I'm hungry. You can definitely check out Shaka Ilembe. Shaka Ilembe. And let me just say this. I'm not sure if there's an age restriction on the show or anything like that, but I assume that there should be. In our culture, mostly Zulu and Xhosa cultures, in our culture, we do not wear anything that covers our chest area. We wear things to only cover our genitalia down there. Okay, so if you're watching the show, I just wanna put it out there that it is showing how people were dressed in cultural outfits back then. So you're going to be seeing a lot of people only just covering their genitalia with animal skin and what was being worn as traditional clothes back then. And the only people who will be covering their chest areas are the people who are playing characters that have either children or are married, because in our culture you start covering your chest area if you're married, have kids, or you're engaging in intercourse. But if you're still a young woman who's unmarried, no kids and so on, you do not cover your chest area. So people who play those characters do not cover their chest area. Just a disclaimer if you want to watch it, but everybody is praising it. It's showing what happened back then and it's following everything to the T, also including what was being worn. Okay, enough about that. Shaka Ilembe is a show I would suggest if you would like to check out a South African show or something like that. What I have been personally watching, I love light-hearted TV shows. It's just fun, not dark and twisted or anything like that. Just like fun things that you can watch. It's playful, and after watching it, you don't have to feel like you have to watch a cartoon. There was this one time I watched a movie. It was so scary, such that every time I watch it, not every time, after I watched it, I ended up having to watch SpongeBob SquarePants, a fun episode of SpongeBob SquarePants, to just, to feel better. I hate scary movies, and that movie is called Smile. I didn't watch the trailer. I just went straight to the movie, and because it says Smile, I was like, oh, Smile, let me just click, Smile, it's a fun movie. It was so scary. And it was like, let me just watch an episode of SpongeBob SquarePants to wrap this off, the scariness of it all. But I made sure that I did not watch the episode of SpongeBob that says rock bottom, when they went to rock bottom. Oh, that's also another kind of episode. I wanted to make sure a fun, episode where they are busy catching jellyfishes or something like that. So yeah. Anyway, the first show that I've been watching recently is XO Kitty. XO Kitty. Kitty. There's a book that's To All the Boys I've Ever Loved, and they actually made a movie about that book, and I checked out the movie, and this is a series, as XO Kitty is a series about the younger sister in that movie. There's a younger sister, Kitty, in that movie, the younger sister of the main character. So now they decided, I think she should have her own story centered around her. So in this series, she goes to study in South Korea, and it just shows the what happened, and only because her mother is from South Korea and her dad is American, she wanted to learn. She went to go study in the school her mother attended. She wanted to learn more about her mother, to feel closer to her, because her mother passed away when she was still very young. So she wanted to go to the same school so that she could, go to the same place or have a connection. My stomach's growling. A connection of some kind to what her mother did and where she was. So it just shows what happened, or after she went to study there. I enjoyed it so very much. It was a fun show, it was light-hearted, nothing too intense, but just like basically high school drama. And I'm like a huge fan of what's that movie, Mean Girls. I was a huge fan of Mean Girls. So I like high school movies, high school dramas, all those kind of shows with the suspense. I love them. So I got that from XO Kitty. The kind of shows that I wouldn't say I do not like, I do not really find entertaining to watch are shows. They are entertaining to watch, but I don't see any value in longevity, or it's just like you're just playing with our emotions, you're just toying with our emotions at this point. Are shows like Pretty Little Liars and Gossip Girl. Like, I invested my time and energy into watching Gossip Girl, and you telling me this is the Gossip Girl? You clearly deceiving me, because there's no way this is the Gossip Girl. It doesn't make sense. It feels like the writers are just like building up suspense for you as you go by, but they do not have any like plans for what's going to happen in the end. And then when they end, they're like, oh, how do we end it? Let's just throw this as an ending. And that's what I got from shows like Gossip Girl and Pretty Little Liars. I'm like, they're just throwing it there. I was like, who's A? And then Allison returned back. I was like, what? You're toying with our emotions. You were doing all this to make it look like Allison is the one who's doing this, only for her to return, and you're telling me this is the Gossip Girl. They wouldn't do this to themselves. It's a lot. So I hate shows like that, because you can clearly tell that they were just throwing the ending. So I liked XO Kitty. It has the drama, but it won't lead to something you like. You lying to us, or you're just toying with our emotions. So that's why I really like it. It's a really great show. And then the second series that I have been watching is The Summer I Turned Pretty. The Summer I Turned Pretty. One weekend I was like so bored, and I was like, what should I watch? I wanted a light-hearted show. And then I saw the poster of The Summer I Turned Pretty. I was like, it's recently, I saw season 2, and I was like, this looks like a light-hearted show. I should definitely check it out. And then I watched season 1 recently. I'm pretty sure you guys have watched it when it came out, if you have seen the show. And I really enjoyed season 1, and the show is based on its title. It just shows the dynamic of that when she turned pretty. What happened? Yeah, I watched season 1 and I really enjoyed it, and I was like, oh yes, there's already a season 2, that means I won't have to wait. I immediately watched season 2. I was so confused. I finished season 1 right now. I immediately clicked to season 2. I didn't wait or anything like that. So I'm like, what is going on? You do not know whether the person is dreaming, or the person is having a flashback, or this is happening now. It's just like a mixed masala of everything. episode 3, the guitar part where he was playing the guitar. If you've seen it, you probably know the part where he was playing the guitar. I was like, yeah, this is it for me. I stopped there. I didn't watch, and I do not have interest anymore. It's just like I'm just over it at this point. I easily lose interest when stories are dragging, or there's a mixed of flashbacks, what's happening now, and someone is dreaming. It's just like, just tell the story and let's move on. So I didn't like that. So I haven't finished season 2. I'm in episode 3, where he started playing the guitar. And I like lighthearted shows that are gonna make me feel better. Not like make me feel better, that are not going to be like, what? Anyway, and then the other show that I've been watching, it was a while back, but it's recently, is How I Met Your Father. How I Met Your Father. It's starring Hilary Duff. I love Hilary Duff. The thing is, I used to watch How I Met Your Mother. I used to watch How I Met Your Mother, and it's one of those shows I'm disappointed by the ending, and I didn't want to watch How I Met Your Mother either, How I Met Your Father either. It's because I'm like, with How I Met Your Father, How I Met Your Mother, sorry, with How I Met Your Mother, I'm like, you were building the story up for this. I didn't like the ending. It's like, let's just find a woman, we're gonna call the mother. Oh, here's your mother. This is How I Met Your Mother. I'm like, this is who I thought would have ended up being the mother. But anyway, I watched How I Met Your Father because I like Hilary Duff, and honestly, to be honest, I didn't want to watch it. It's just because I was bored, and things that are playing now are just boring, dark, and twisted. I'm like, I just want something lighthearted, and How I Met Your Mother was a lighthearted show, so that's why I liked it. So I was like, I have nothing better to watch. I might as well watch How I Met Your Father. And once again, I want him to be the father, and she even has the painting of him, not the painting, the photograph she took of him on her apartment. But I'm pretty sure the writers are just taking us along for a ride. They're just gonna take a random guy and end up making him the father, and like, this person is just on the last season and then they are the father. Why couldn't you have started with the last season? Then why did we have to go through all these other people? Come on. So yeah, anyway, and then the other show that I've been watching recently, and it's still going on, so they are releasing episodes every week. The series is 90 Day The Last Resort. 90 Day The Last Resort. Let me tell you, whilst I was still in the village, I would make videos, walk to town, to the post office. Town is not that far from my village. It's like 15 to 20 minutes walk, which is, there are a lot of people walking on the road. So I would go to the post office to send in job application, to post them in. Then I would come back, cook for my family, and later on do the dishes. But during the day, when I'm editing or something, there would be something that's playing on the background, and it was 90 Day Fiancé. I'd be watching 90 Day Fiancé on TLC, and the seasons that I watched are the ones with Anfisa. Is it Anfisa and George and Angela and Michael? I did watch, who is that guy? There's a guy who stayed with his mother, and I totally forgot his name. He stayed with his mother. His mother was Debbie. Cole, is it Colt or Cole? Cole or Colt? friend who Larissa was always complaining about. And every time they would advertise 90 Day Fiance, they would be showing a scene where Larissa was fighting with Cole's mother and then going upstairs and, saying, stuff. 90 Day Fiance was like, the drama was there. And then there was also this other lady that I felt sorry for her. What's her name? I forgot. And then I also remember, what's her name? She's, many other couples. And my favorite couple is this one. This was my favorite couple. They just like genuine people who seem to be really in love and just want to make this work. They don't want any drama. They just want to get married and move on with the rest of their lives. I just love them. And every now and then I sometimes go on the internet to look up couples. Are they still together? And I'm like looking up people. Oh, they broke up. I'm like, oh, they broke up. I'm like, but them, they're still together. I'm like so happy every time. I'm like, yes, I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for this couple. I really like them. I forgot their names, but I like them. And I also love Chantal, who's married to Pedro. I'm not sure if they're still married. I don't think so. She was married to Pedro. I love Chantal. I feel like she's someone that I'd be best friends with. I just I have a vibe with her, I love her because of that. Pedro. Bombastic side eye. I don't know. Anyway, so those are some of the couples. Oh my gosh. Angela might as well just move on and leave Michael alone and just find somebody else who is around her age and get on with her life, because I don't think it's gonna work out with Michael. And Michael looks like he also wants kids, and Angela is not gonna give him kids. Angela is so dramatic. She's one of those people that I would try to not get on their bad side and keep them far away from me. Far away from me. She looks like a bully, and she's one of those people that I just stay away from. I don't want any kind of, get away from me and stay there far away. But she's entertaining in terms of drama, but from a distance. And so 90 Day Fiance has the couples that I already know, except for this couple. I haven't seen the season with them. Once again, I haven't even seen the season with Big Ed. I haven't seen the season with Big Ed. How I found out a Big Ed, I saw a lot of people talking about Big Ed on the internet. Big Ed this, Big Ed that, 90 Day Fiance. I was like, oh, I haven't seen this show in such a long time. Let me just look up the season with Big Ed to see what everybody's talking about. I'm not gonna watch the entire season. I'm just gonna go to the tell all. So I watched the tell all with Big Ed, and as I was watching it, I saw a lot of couples that I was already familiar with, but I've seen a long time ago. First of all, in that episode, as I was watching it, I saw Debbie. In that tell, I saw Debbie, Cole's mom, and she was looking all dolled up, and she finally moved on and found herself someone. I was like, good for you, Debbie. And then I thought Larissa was there. No. Colt had divorced Larissa, and he was now with a new girl who happens to be the girl that Larissa was worried about, the best friend. He's now married to the best friend. I was like, it's been a long time then since I've watched 90 Day Fiance. And besides, in South Africa we watched shows years after they played, or long before after they played in America. So I I watched 90 Day Fiancé during the pandemic, and those were the episodes they were playing. And I recently watched Big Ed when he went viral on the internet, and that's how I found out about Colton Larissa. And then I saw other couples as well, and Angela was busy smoking and yelling at everybody. I was like, oh God, here goes Angela, here goes Angela. And Larissa, she got herself a boob job and she's moved on. I'm like, oh my God, it's been a long time, hey? And then after, it's been a long time since I've seen the show. And then who else took me by surprise? I don't know, but a lot of couples. And then I saw Big Ed as well. That's when I found out about him. That's how I got to know him. But a lot of couples, other couples, I don't know. And now in the resort, the only couple I don't know about is this couple that I just showed you. But other people I am already familiar with. Oh my God, I'll swallow. Oh my God. And what's her name again? Her. I remember her. She was married to this other guy. When I was watching the episode with Big Ed, I was like, she got a divorce and now she has a new man. The camera went past by and I thought it was the same guy he was married to. But then the episode started after the cuts of what's the preview. And then I was like, she divorced her husband and now she's married to this guy. This guy looks exactly like her ex-husband. I was like, okay, that was something. And then which other couple is there? Angela. Oh, Angela being Angela. Yeah, I am enjoying the last resort. I hope Kelani or is it Kelani or Lelani? I hope Kelani work things out. They have kids and so yeah, that's basically it. But I don't know. Those are the series that I've been watching recently. Now let's move on to movies that I've been watching recently. The first movie is absolutely obviously the Barbie movie. Grew up playing with Barbie dolls, so it makes sense to watch the Barbie movie for nostalgia purposes. Enjoyed it. It was like cute, like funsy movie. I didn't think too hard about it. Yeah, it was like just a cute movie. Nothing to say real about it. I really enjoyed it. Not really. I just enjoyed it. It was fun. It was fun for nostalgia purposes. And the second movie is The Little Mermaid. I enjoyed The Little Mermaid. I love Hailey and Chloe. So I was like, yes, I don't care what the internet says. I'm watching The Little Mermaid. Hailey has an amazing voice. And I was here for the music. And let me tell you this. I watch Disney movies so that I could have new music to listen to. The Camp Rocks, your Hannah Montana movies, a lot of movies. What other movies? A lot of movies. Lemonade Mouth, Let It Shine. I'm just there for the music. Roxy, I'm Sorry. That was my jam. I love Disney movies, like musicals. I love them. I love the music from their movies. Yeah, The Greatest Showman. The soundtracks from The Greatest Showman, amazing. I love them. So yeah, so the movie, I enjoyed it. I think Halle did an amazing job playing the Little Mermaid. I loved it. I loved it. I think everyone killed their character. Not kill. That's not use the word. just say is that Aquafina's singing was a bit annoying. If you're an Aquafina fan, please don't come for me. But her singing was like, yeah, like it was a bit annoying. But yeah, but still I enjoyed the movie. And I love every character. And I love Aquafina. She's an amazing actress. I think she nailed her character on that movie with the rings. I forgot the name of it, but if you love Aquafina and you know her movies, you know the rings movies that I'm talking about. The superhero movie with drawing of the rings and all that. It was actually a cool movie. I've seen that. It was a cool movie. I enjoyed her there. And she also did a great job in other movies. In other movies as well. Overall, she's an amazing actress. And one movie that I have watched recently that I really enjoyed, really enjoyed, is Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle. I loved Blue Beetle. Let me tell you this. I am a huge Spider-Man fan. You ask me who's my favorite superhero. Spider-Man. I'm here for Spider-Man. And there are sometimes debates who played the best Spider-Man, I'm like, come on guys, is this even a debate? Tobey Maguire is and will forever be the best Spider-Man. I mean, duh. I love Spider-Man. It's like a fun, playful, like superhero. Or maybe the reason why is because I love playful people, because I'm such a serious character, and I gel well with the playful people because they're just like, girl, relax, because they're fun and playful. They make me like, since I take things seriously. So yeah, that's why I love Spider-Man. And besides, let me tell you this, a mini story. I grew up without a TV. I always say that in my videos. Grew up without a TV. So at school we would have casual Fridays. On casual Fridays, it's just this day where you wear your clothes instead of a uniform. South African schools, you wear your school uniform. I've never seen a school where people wear clothes. Maybe it does exist, but maybe you can count number of schools where they wear clothes with this hand across the entire country, because I don't think there's many. If they do exist, all the schools that I've seen, you wear school uniform, so it's school uniform. So you'd have casual Friday where you wear your casual clothes instead of uniform. So on casual Fridays, it's basically like a movie day. We would watch a movie on a projector. The entire school would go to an auditorium, and then we'd all sit there, and then there'd be a projector, and then the movie would be playing on the screen. Our principal would bring new movies every now and then. I don't have a TV at home. I never really watch movies because of that. And also we were not like blockbuster movies kind of people. And years later, after the movies come out, like years later, the principal would bring the movie on DVD. When it comes out on DVD, would bring the DVD so that we can watch it in a projector, right? So one movie time we watched Spider-Man, the very first Spider-Man 1 with Tobey Maguire. That's when I found a movie about superheroes, or I've never seen a comic book in my life, and that was the very first like superhero that I've ever seen in my life. I was stunned about superhero movies. Being stunned is even an understatement. I was, what? The only time I hear about heroes is through like stories that I'm being told by my grandmother, or like, Jack and the Beanstalk. Those are the kind of stories I hear about. Now to see a superhero, someone who's just like normal, and then there's like, and flies, and it's got stung by a spider. then after that, they had the second guy who played Spider-Man. I forgot his name. I was like, I am not gonna watch this because I wanted Tobey Maguire to come back. I didn't want a new guy. I didn't want a new guy to play Spider-Man. Okay, no, I didn't want a new guy. And now there is a new Spider-Man with Tom Holland and Zendaya. And I watched Spider-Man for Zendaya. They said it's gonna be Zendaya, and I thought she would be like the main character on the first Spider-Man with her, but she was not the main character. The other lady was, but now I think she's starting to be one of the main characters, or she is now one of the main characters. But back then in the one, I was like, is she even? What's going on? But yeah, I really liked the one with, is it Mysterio? I think it's Mysterio. The Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man with Mysterio. The other one, I was watching it in the background, you know. But the one with Mysterio, the reason why I enjoyed it is I am a huge fan of Jake Gyllenhaal. I really like him. I have no idea why. The other celebrities you just like, and you have no idea why, but you just like them. So Jake Gyllenhaal, I really like his. I just like him. So I watch his movie. If it's a boring movie, I just watch it. But to make an example, there is this recent movie of Jake Gyllenhaal that was so boring. It was him. It just only just showing him. It was so boring. I was just watching it for the sake of, because it's Jake Gyllenhaal. So like I'm obsessed or anything like it's crazy like that. I want to like a super fan. I wouldn't. But there are those people that just really like. It's Jake Gyllenhaal. It's Boris Cujo. I really like him. It's Romeo Miller. I really like him. And the guy who played Moose on Step Up. Moose from Step Up. I just like those four people. I have no idea. I really like them, but I wouldn't be like, oh, if I see them or do anything crazy. But I just like them. Okay, so yeah. Jake Gyllenhaal. That movie was so boring. He was playing a 911 operator who used to be a cop or something like that. I didn't know what was boring, but then he was going to be playing Mysterio on Spider-Man. I was like, I was so happy. I watched Spider-Man, and it is by far my favorite Spider-Man from Tom Holland. That one, I liked it a lot, but I didn't like it more than I love the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans. No, I like Tobey Maguire's more though. Okay, so I really like the one with the Jake Gyllenhaal, the Spider-Man. Anyway, let's go back to the Blue Beetle. I liked it. Why? Because it is giving me the same vibe as Spider-Man. The same vibe. It's a Spider-Man. What would I say? It's a Spider-Man wannabe kind of movie. I would put it like that. I would say it's a Spider-Man wannabe. It follows the same like logic or storyline, and I like Blue Beetle. I really do, and I just love like fun, like movies or like for family to be like this. I just love those movies, and with a positive message at the end. I love them, so that's why I love Blue Beetle. It was like a fun, lighthearted, like Spider-Man wannabe movie, and because I love Spider-Man, I keep checking the time on my camera, because I love Spider-Man so much, so much. There was someone who said you should definitely check out Deadpool. I tried watching Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds is an amazing actor. I love most of his movies, but that one, I don't know why. Maybe I keep waiting until I get to the good part. I don't see where the good part is. I just stopped before I could get to the good part, I guess. Even with Blue Beetle, I was watching this weekend, and I was watching it, and as I was watching it, in the beginning, I wanted to click off because scene started, the movie picked up, and then I was able to watch without like checking my phone or anything like that. So I loved Blue Beetle so much. The other movie I watched recently, I didn't enjoy it so much, is Transformers. I didn't enjoy it that much. I would give it a 3 out of 10. I love Bumblebee. I loved Bumblebee starring Haley, and I thought Transformers would give me the same vibe. It was boring to me. I didn't like it so much. And the other movie I recently watched, which was released on Netflix, is Love at First Sight. I loved Love at First Sight. Sometimes you just want to watch a really good or just down to earth rom-com, and recently the rom-coms just like boring, but this one was not as boring. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Or maybe it's because I was too bored, such that it ended up being nice, or because movies are so dark and twisted, it was cool to see something that's light-hearted and, you know, romantic. So I enjoyed watching it because of that. Just like a cool movie. And to explain it, it's just about a girl who meets a guy. Okay, it's about a girl. She misses her flight at the airport, and then she ends up having to buy a ticket for another plane, and then she gets a ticket for another plane, and she ends up waiting for that plane, and then a guy borrows her charger, and she didn't want to use that guy's charger, but then they end up having a conversation, and then after that they end up having to sit next to each other on that flight, and then they had a connection. And after the flight, the guy gave the girl the phone number, and then after the guy gave her the phone number, her phone just fell on the ground and broke, and in her mind she believed that this is the love of her life, and now she had no last name, only just the guy's name and a broken phone with the phone number, and she was like, she needs to find this guy because it's the love of her life. And the guy is like, I give this girl the number, is she ever gonna get me back, call me back, what's going to happen? So the movie shows the dynamic of that. Did they find each other? They did not. And it's also about statistics, and in the movie I think they said that statistics of them people, this happens more often, people meet on flights and then they fall in love and then nothing happens, and then after that they said the chances or the probability of them ever reconnecting again or finding each other again is like 6% or less. So yeah, that's basically it for my favorite movies and my favorite series that I've been watching recently. If you know of any movie or series based on the ones that I just recently described, like, girl, if you like the series or if you like this movie, you should definitely check out this one. Please let me know. Something fun, light-hearted, and, you know, by chances are I probably have seen it. Yeah, because I love movies and series, but fun, light-hearted kind of movies and series, not dark and twisted ones like Smile. No, we don't like those ones. Even though I don't like those ones. Chucky, I always watch Chucky. There was a Chucky series. I watched the Chucky series when it came out. And there was a season 2. I watched it. They release it around October every year. I think because it's Halloween in America. We don't celebrate Halloween this side, so yeah, I think it's an American holiday. I'm not sure if other countries celebrate it, but you can let me know if they do. But I don't think so, yeah. So I watched Chucky. Yeah. Let's just say that it's the only like scary movie that I'm waiting to sit through. It's Chucky, A Child's Play. I think it's because these names are deceiving. And I watched Chucky I was a kid. It was like, oh, it's just a child playing with a doll. I was watching it with my big sister. It was me and my big sister and my little sister. And then we were watching it. It's a child's play. Like, oh, it's about a kid who's playing with a doll. What could go wrong? We watched it. And then things started. And my little sister was like, okay, that's my cue. I'm out. And I was like, I want to be out. But since I've watched it already, I just want to see how it ends, you know. My big sister was like, if you wanna, you can bounce. So I was holding it there. I was holding her hand the entire time we were watching the movie because it's scary. Yeah. I was like holding my big sister's hand and she was, yeah. And I wanted to see the ending and I was happy with how it ended. And then as I've grown up and then I see that they have a Chucky series, so I was like, I mean, it's not gonna be as scary as it was when I was a kid. And I watch it and it's not as scary as it was when I was a kid, I gotta say. But if a kid would watch it, they would find it scary now. And because of Chucky, I never wanted to see scary movies again. And yeah. Anyway, that is going to be it for today's video. Let me know what you would suggest that I watch. Let me know your recent favorite shows. But what I would say is that the ones I've watched in the past that I find entertaining, that are my favorite, I love 911. Oh my goodness, such a great show. Love 911. I can't wait for a new season of either 911 or 911 Lone Star. And my favorite character from 911, my favorite two, I love Angela Bassett's character. Angela Bassett is amazing. I mean, who wouldn't love her? I love the character. Who does she play? I forgot. It's just, yeah, her name is here, but I just can't remember it now. And I also love Oliver's character. He plays Barkley. I love Barkley's character on 911. It's like my favorite. Barkley and let me just Google her character's name. Angela Bassett, because it's like on top of my mind, but I can. Angela Bassett on 911. 911. I wanna know. Yes, she plays Athena. I love her. I love Angela Bassett as Athena. I love her as Athena, and I love Buckley as. I love Oliver as Buckley. So